Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome back to another episode of Did You See That? I am Bonolo,
And I am Nokolo.
and if you're new here, this is the show where we take all of our reviews from all of our favorite shows into the world of social media. We talk about great, fun, entertaining shows. Amen.
Amy.
So today we are talking about a show that is currently on Netflix, which is a Quizzical Productions show called Mocked. Super, super interesting. I really enjoyed it. So Mocked is basically a six-part series right now that follows the life of Mabi Babalwa, who is a woman that is currently working at a security at one of those cash security SBV kind of places. And her child has cancer, and so she really is a pious woman who is trying to make ends meet, but most importantly needs money for surgery for her daughter. So the dynamic is that she's from a very religious household. She's very religious, her husband is very religious, they active members of the church. So she tries to make an honest living and really tries to provide care for her daughter who has a rare form of cancer. So a lot happens. Essentially the plot is that she needs money for the surgery. She really tries to make it honestly, but because she is in this profession, she thinks, okay, let's just rob, let's do a heist, basically, so that she can get this money to save her daughter. So that's the plot. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were, I thought it was so interesting because I felt like there was a play on like the belief around faith and the reality of situations.
Yes. I'm laughing because I remembered you were like, no, I'm gonna need this kid's father to actually be serious. It's
No,
cancer,
because
my
he
baby.
gave 20,000 rand to the church as a show of his faith.
To try and cure the kid of cancer through prayer.
There were many things wrong there because also like when he asked the Mfundisi to if the church can do a fundraiser, the Mfundisi basically said you first need to prove your faith and commitment to the church, which is why he gave the 20,000 rand. And I was just like,
Yes.
at the point at which my daughter is dying of cancer, you're telling me I must still prove
give you money.
I'm learning to be a pastor in your church, and I must still prove myself before you guys can do a fundraiser for my daughter.
Real. And also a fundraiser is not like a ridiculous thing to ask for.
It's not.
And like I feel like as a church you should just, in fact it should feel like as a church they should have, that idea shouldn't even have come from the family. Like they should have volunteered to be like, oh, actually, like our child needs cancer. No, not our child needs cancer. Our child has cancer.
Yes.
So like we'll do the thing for you.
Yeah, but it was so interesting because I feel like Mabi and her husband were like on opposite sides of the coin around this situation, and that's why I was like, I feel like there was a play or a bigger theme around like faith versus, or faith belief versus like the reality of situations. And what do you do in situations where like you feel like now I've been pushed to a corner, and like how stringent are you on your values and your morals that you'll hold on to that. And I was also just like, it's so interesting, this play on faith and like reality, because she went to, they did the heist and they got the money, and then just as they got the money, Zakaria deposited the money to the church. And then I said, Yogi, faith that Mabi's husband was talking about.
Nancy faith, like, guys. And also, you know what's interesting is that whole thing of like God helps those who help themselves kind of thing. And it's exactly what you're saying. Like, to what extent will you genuinely have faith that things are going to work out versus I'll take matters into my own hands and like help God help me also.
How were we gonna know Zakaria was gonna deposit?
Faith, Aloko, you don't know, but you have faith.
But you know, like initially I was like, hey, I can empathize, I can understand a desperate mother. Yeah. I'm not saying it's right, but like a desperate mother. But then like when the money got deposited, I was like, oh, maybe she should have waited. If she had, but if she trusted,
guys.
And faith is very intangible. It's not a tangible thing.
Exactly. And it's not like she hadn't tried other avenues, right? There were times where she went to Zakaria's house to beg. You know, she's like, I've been the star driver in this organization. Like, my kid is sick. This is gonna cost you nothing.
And I've managed to ensure that other heists have been avoided as a result of me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm your star
player.
And you still said no.
Exactly.
Because other people might also come knocking at your door.
Yeah. And it's like, but dude, these are like hectic circumstances. But on that point, I also thought the play on, or the subtle play on how churches can also be used as ways to funnel money, and how faith can be used to like hide behind like really human elements. I think the thing that really stood out for me was like when Uz really kept saying to Mabi, like, we bubes manch, like that's, we all are, and everybody has a prize, and it just depends like what circumstances would you be put in that will make you see that you are willing to defeat the ends of justice for a particular cause. So just because, you know, I'm a gangster and I do it on the regular, you and I are not very different from each other, because in the right circumstances, like, you would probably be doing the same
but
thing.
It's so interesting because like you could see the internal battles she was facing.
100%.
And you could kind of see like whenever she was doing the heist, she was still trying to maintain some form of integrity. Nobody needs to die, nobody needs to get hurt, like all. And I was like, Mabi, like so ngenile, you can't be 1 foot in 1 foot out. But she was just like, you know, it was a hard thing for her to do. But when they got the church involved,
my boy, I was like,
I feel like that was so brilliant.
That is the best way.
No, friend, but the story writing, like I would have never thought that your plan was the church is gonna pull a heist.
Yeah. And it was also very strategic because it was like, nobody's gonna suspect anything. She even says, no one will suspect me because I am a Nwele woman of God, which I feel like was a play on just hypocrisy and peeps who tend to use their faith as a scapegoat or as some kind of a cloak to who they actually are and what they actually want to do. And I think that was commentary on that, which I found really interesting. 1, 2, also the tool of using a church as a place to do a heist, I thought was quite interesting, because then it also sort of gave you an insight on like, oh no, these people know that they won't be suspected. That's why they're like, okay, let's do this thing.
But they were also very skeptical. It was, friend, like, to be quite honest, it's a crazy plan.
It is
it's a crazy. Abantu besonto, like to an elderly couple, like that group of people. But I was just like, and what you could see, I was like, what is it? Is it Robin Hood who steals from the rich? Or Little Red Riding Hood? Which one is it? It's Robin Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood, the one with the wolves?
Yes, it's Robin Hood who steals from the rich to give to the poor. I say, is this the modern day? Like,
I mean,
we're taken from the rich and we given to, like, because everybody, they had their ngingas.
Everyone.
They had their ngingas.
And let's talk about the team, actually.
Yeah, I need us to talk about the team, because nothing on the day of the heist went right.
Absolutely nothing. And they still pulled it off.
People are breaking feet.
Girl.
Towers are not off. People got fired and retrenched.
And but I do think that lady, I forgot her name in the show.
Khaisang.
Yes, brilliant actress.
She acts currently in House of Zwide.
Yes.
And she's acted in The Wife as well.
And The Wife.
I love her so much.
She's brilliant.
I love her so much.
She's also such a versatile queen. Anyway, yes. How she was able to quickly think on her feet and just blow a car up as a decoy. I said,
and friend,
you were smart.
Did you ever know that if you put like a handkerchief and
girl,
then
I was like, no, don't try this at home.
I said, girl, how did you know this was gonna work,
ma'am? And it was interesting, her reasons, again, going back to the reasons, her reasons for joining the heist is that she's a gambler, or what is she?
Yeah,
she
owes money problems.
She was rich.
She's not good with
historically,
money.
and she's terrible with money. Then we have the couple, the old couple, this couple, they join the heist because they have a granddaughter, son.
I think.
They have a grandchild. The mom passed away, and so they need to take care of this grandchild. So they join for that reason. Then you have Zweli, who Zweli was an interesting kind of character because his dad used to, well, his kind of dad used to do heists as well, and so he is always also now feeling like a stepson who wants to avenge the death of his father, and also he's a gangster. Like Wachereza, he needs the money. Who am I missing? Oh, the big guy. I forgot his name. Who's the big guy? The big guy who is Zweli's contact. He also used to do heists.
Amkele.
Yes, he also used to do heists.
He said this is crazy, and he was ready to.
And he was the professional.
Tap out because he was like the church.
Yeah. But can we please speak about the investigator? Suffocates.
His name.
Yes, wow, what an actor!
I do love him. He's really great.
What an actor!
He's really
and
great.
I really enjoyed him in this because he wasn't anything we've ever seen. He wasn't like gangster.
He wasn't a totsy.
Like, he really stretched himself, and I really got to see him play.
But you know what I was so confused about? Like his dress sense. I was like, now why did they make that creative choice? Because I was just like, nobody is dressing in South Africa as Sherlock Holmes, like the trench coat, you know.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that was his choice.
Who knows?
Because I don't know him, but something tells me that he's that kind of actor.
But I was kind of like, the resentment he has towards Mabi was just
wild.
I mean, and then she turned him into an alcoholic, so there's that. He couldn't become a captain. Soje, he lost twice, and she's the representation of that loss, the source of the loss.
But it also goes to show how, because even in the final, it wasn't the final scene, but even in the scene where she's like, look, dude, nobody's getting arrested today. Here's money, take your money, let's call it a day. I thought it was interesting because to him, it's not even about money. It's about status, being able to have been promoted in his job and all of those things. And I think even though he now comes to the realization that like he can't be a detective and he can't take up that position of power, I think that mattered more to him than the money that Mabi is offering in the end.
But I also think that like more than like the money and the fact that like he lost these things because of her, he was more frustrated, and he wanted her to admit that like she's actually like the rest of us.
100%.
Like, you've always thought that you're above the rest because of your faith, you know, and actually like you're just as much a hypocrite.
We're all the same. You're also corrupt.
You're also corrupt.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's something that she wouldn't contend with, or it's something that she was not willing to admit, even to the like right till the very end.
But I was shocked that like he ended up working with Razor.
Real.
I was like, no.
But then I think, but
maybe he just didn't care at that point.
I think so. 1, 2, like you said, he's had so much resentment towards her that I think at that point he's like, whatever it takes to take this person down who took everything from me. And I think at that point you're just like, I'll get all the allies I can get so that I can make sure that you are dealt with. So
true.
Yeah. Really, really good production. What would you rate it out of 10?
You know, when it first started, I was like,
you were struggling.
How did you know?
Yeah.
I do have a type when it comes to films, and I tend to like want to stick there.
Why are you being a butts?
Yeah. I tend to like stick there. But I think as I was watching the episode, I was like, oh, this is a really good series.
Yeah.
This is like a really good
and
series.
really great casting as well. Everyone
and like these are people known in the industry, you know.
Everyone nailed Bonko.
Bonko. Now why are you yarping? Why?
That's how he like speaks.
Okay.
That's how he says, my name is Bonko Koza. So
he was good.
He was dope.
He was good. And I feel like with Bonko, it's definitely
such a good actor.
Yes, friend.
So versatile.
Like he has just his body of work is just like from what was it? From The Wife, and then
the twin one
on Netflix.
I haven't watched that one yet.
He acted as Napoleon. It was on Showmax. Here he's also
Red Ink.
Red Ink. He's also on Showmax Itonga. He's also a twin there, but like a very different set of twins there. You know, and I feel like you can see, like, I don't look at him and think he's typecasted or anything.
At all. Yeah. No, he was very good.
He made me believe he was so naive. And so naive.
And he did such a good job, because I was like, I remember finding myself being like, get it together. I was like, dude, because now, like, even when he finds out that my B is gonna do a heist and stuff,
I'm gonna leave you.
He just can't believe it.
Like, are you still gonna leave me if our daughter actually goes and does the surgery?
Madam.
Thanks to me. And then also, like, you are here giving the church money, and then you get the church to come pray for our daughter, and then suddenly she's cured of cancer.
No,
friend, what kind of spiritual psychosis is that?
Friend, we've seen it happen.
No.
Lulu is that?
So Lulu. Hi, Sana.
I feel like he was the embodiment of that.
But screws must be on.
Real. What would you rate it?
I would rate it an 8.5.
Okay.
I think there'll definitely be a season 2, given just how it ended with Zakaria dying there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what creative direction they take there. But from a casting perspective, Stella, especially like the church group, Stella group of actors. And I always say that, like, sometimes it's very hard to get like the superstar in one thing, and then it gels really well. 100%. You know, the other one that I felt like it has worked really well is Shaka Elims. You know, and I feel the same about this one, that like they've gotten like really great actors, actresses in the industry, and like it's just meshed really well.
Yeah.
Solid storyline, you know. And I think what was interesting was, initially I thought Palisa Mabi's daughter was the lead character, but then as you journey, you're like, no, actually this story is about Mabi, a woman of faith who's tested, and her faith is tested.
And speaking of her faith being tested, I also realized how interesting it was. Her faith is tested, yes, in terms of Palisa's story, but also Mabi is feeling Tumo's character. What's his name? Temza.
I thought you were gonna say Mabi is feeling her heist character.
No, she's that too. There's a little bit of a seduction of a. I'm a naughty
when they
girl.
got the money,
yeah, she was like, I see what this crime thing is about.
I said, Mabi, could this be the start of a villain era?
Literally. But I think she also just realizes like how the game is rigged, and the rich will just always look out for themselves, regardless of how hard you work for them, and like, you know. But yeah, I thought it was interesting how she was tested from that perspective, and the morality of doing this heist, and then also tested in her private life in terms of Debza, because you can see that there's an attraction there.
But she's never crossed the line. But
Debza understands her in a way that
the husband does not. There's levels of intimacy and chemistry that she does not have with her husband.
Yeah, and even Debza says to her, like, I know.
When he said, so your husband hasn't noticed anything,
and he's like, I would have noticed. I said.
Then he was saying, and
this is how they get you.
And then he said, come to Mozambique with Palisa after the surgery.
Girl.
I said, Mabi, how did you miss this? This man, like,
which was so genius, right? Because it shows how not multifaceted, but just the different layers that exist in this woman. She's a woman of faith. She's a woman who's willing to do whatever it takes. She's also a woman who is seductive and is willing to be seduced and can be seduced. And what does that mean?
Well,
no,
she
hasn't
hasn't
she hasn't crossed the line, but she's definitely towing the line, you know. And so yeah, what does it mean to carry your faith and this pious persona but also
be tested by the
be
realities of
tested by the
life.
realities of life. And I thought how they explored that with her character in particular was like
that's
really,
true.
really good. So okay, 8.5. I think I would same rate it 9. I thought it was shot really, really well. I loved
100.
the grading. It just it looked beautiful. Also the music.
Oh yes.
The music.
Yes.
The soundtrack was proper.
Hundreds.
And I enjoyed just the artistic direction, like especially in that first scene, the opening scene, where she's driving and she comes to the robots and she sees those guys who are doing the things and they're all painted and whatever, and just like it gave you a feel of like something is about to go down here without even communicating anything, and I thought that was really nice. So yeah, I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Okay.
The only why it's not a 10 out of 10, I actually don't know why it's not a 10 out of 10, because I think everything worked. The cast worked. Also, there were different sort of stories happening, and different ways in which different characters' storylines were being explored that came together, and came together really well. I agree. Yeah, maybe 9/10.
Okay.
I thought it was really good.
Sounds good.
Would you recommend?
Yes. I'm excited to. Just don't make us wait 2 years, please.
Please, I beg.
We would have forgotten the plot then.
You know the thing now, you must go back.
Yeah, so like this time next year again, same time, same place.
Yeah, not even next year.
But yeah, loved it.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Got you. Let us know what you guys thought of Marked. It is currently on Netflix. It's 6 episodes. I binged it in one sitting. Amen. Of course, it's in the top 10. Shout out to South African Productions.
We up there.
From SA to the world. Okay. But yeah, awesome show. Stellar cast. Lerato Velasi also absolutely killed it. She stays killing it. Stu Charlie also killed it. Everybody killed it. So yeah, let us know what you guys thought. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want more content on your favorite shows. Let us know what other shows you'd like us to be reviewing. And yeah, see you next week.